well, I know I'm kind of like diverging from Marie's opening question, but like, why even bother? Can we just start with that? Right? Because I know teachers are starting their school year in Australia. Why should we hold curiosity as one of those centering, tethering values in a school and in a classroom?
I mean, really, why not? And also, it's what gives us purpose, I think, as a school leader. Uh, so it's, gosh, the end of January now. We welcome back our learners at the start of this month. And it's almost like a new start, if you will, and jumping back into things. We start with what it is that we're curious about. We've all had a little bit of a rest, right? We're coming back to the table with maybe refreshed feelings and trying to reconnect with one another and cultivate or recultivate some of those relationships that we worked so hard to build before. And so I'd say it gives us the purpose of what it is that we're doing as we've started our year. Again, that relationship piece is critical and huge. We know that the things that we're curious about are the things that are most meaningful to us and give us something to kind of sink our teeth in, if you will. So those would be some little nuggets, if you will. You, of course, just diverged into this other question, clearly, Trevor, that you're interested in. So I'll throw it back at you. Why curiosity?
Yeah, well, I think everyone in this call would agree that children are naturally curious. They enter into their schooling experience curious and making connections and making meaning of the world around them. And I really want us to lean into the notion of how do schools and classrooms and how do we honor that and leverage that and nurture that ongoingly. Um,
Mhm.
and of course, conversely, my friends, what are the structures and systems in place in our schools that sometimes diminish a child's curiosity? And
Mhm.
how can we find and elevate and lift up structures and systems that honor curiosity? And I know some of those structures and systems we're going to talk about today, Jess. I think naturally they're going to bubble up.
Mhm.
But I think as a high school teacher, my friends, I all too often see students who have had the curiosity kind of dimmed, if you will, out of them by their schooling experience. And I spend a lot of time rekindling that, having students reconnect with that, having students kind of find some tension in what schooling has been to what schooling could be. Um, and gosh, I don't want that experience to be one in which my own sons have to encounter in their schooling, right? I want them to see the point of school. I think when I hear curiosity, Jess, I can't help but think of relevance and context. And so when I think of curiosity, I think of, well, let's make connections to the world around us. No matter what our curricular standards are and objectives, can we help students get curious about our standards through the lens of making connections to the world around us? And when I say the world around us, I definitely mean local, don't we? Like
Mhm.
local
Mhm.
first to go global. So those are some big whys. And I know that for you and I both, Jess, curiosity is a value we hold near and dear in our practice and in our work with schools, as we want to introduce teachers to some of those structures and frameworks and protocols to honor curiosity.